Education. We will begin the program with the lighting of the lamp. I request the dignitaries to kindly come out to the dais and light the lamp. I request Professor V. Uma, Vice Chancellor of Sri Padmavati Mahila Viswavidyalayam, to kindly come over to the dais. Professor V. Uma is a professor of social work with over 4 decades of experience in teaching, research and academic leadership. Her major research work focuses on rural poverty, sustainable livelihoods, child poverty, women's development and qualitative research methodologies. As Vice Chancellor, she has been instrumental in strengthening academic quality, research culture, innovation and entrepreneurship with a strong focus on women-centric development. Thank you, Madam. It is my pleasure and honor to invite Professor R. Manish Joshi, Secretary of University Grants Commission, to kindly come over to the dais. Professor Joshi is a faculty in computer sciences. He is the recipient of the National Award with the Department of Science and Technology for outstanding contributions to popular science and technology translation. His research interests include machine intelligence, rough sets, localization, knowledge discovery, Indian knowledge systems, and natural language processing. As UGC Secretary, he actively contributes to policy formulation and reforms shaping the future of higher education in India. It's an honor to invite Professor S. Vijay Bhaskar Rao Garu, Senior Academic Administrator serving as Vice Chairman of AP State Council of Higher Education. As Professor of Physics at SV University, where he has held several key leadership roles, and as APSHI Vice Chairman, he advocates multidisciplinary approaches to strengthen knowledge, research and academic quality across universities in the state of Andhra Pradesh. I now welcome our Registrar, Professor R. Usha, Faculty of Biotechnology, who has recently assumed the role of Registrar. She has over 2 decades of experience in teaching research and academic administration. Her expertise is in biotechnology, nanotechnology, environmental and agricultural biotechnology, sustainable technologies and application of artificial intelligence in life sciences. Please give a very warm welcome to all our dignitaries on the dais. Thank you. I now request our guests to kindly light the lamp to begin this auspicious program.
विश्वकला निलयमा श्री पद्मावती महिला विद्यालयमा श्रीकर विज्ञान विश्वकला निलयमा हर्षंतो अंदुकोम्मो अभिवंदन मालिकलो वर्षिंपुमु नी सीतल करुणारस चंद्रिकलो श्री पद्मावती महिला विद्यालयमा श्रीकर विश्वकला निलयमा श्रीकर विज्ञान विश्वकला निलयमा प्रति युवतिनि ओक प्रतिभा पद्मावतिगा.
I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor V. Uma, to kindly give her welcome address to the gathering here.
Professor Manish Joshi ji, Secretary, University Grants Commission. Professor Vijay Bhaskar Rao, Vice Chairperson, AP State Council for Higher Education. Dr. Avichal Kapoor ji, Joint Secretary, Dr. Beena, Dr. Radhika, all from the University Grants Commission. Vice Chancellors of various universities, rectors, registrars, deans. Our Registrar, Professor Usha, Coordinator, Professor Vidya and Professor Shobha, delegates, faculty and representatives of the print and electronic media. A very good morning. A warm welcome to you all to Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, an institution dedicated to the cause of women, providing quality education with a focus on all-round development of the students. It is indeed a privilege to be here this pleasant morning amongst you all on the occasion of the VIKAS 2026 workshop for the southern region being organized by the UGC in collaboration with our university. I thank the UGC officials, the secretary and joint secretary in particular, for giving Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam the opportunity to host this prestigious meet. VIKAS, venturing into industry knowledge, apprenticeship and skilling, is a series of pan-India zone-wise conferences launched by the University Grants Commission to enhance industry-academia collaboration and implement NEP 2020 reforms. The key focus areas include apprenticeship embedded degree programs, Swayam Plus modules, and the co-creation of curriculum. The key objective of the VIKAS is to strengthen ties between educational institutions and industries, promote skill development, and operationalize apprenticeship embedded degrees. This is one of the reasons why we have representatives from the industry as well to this conference. The focus of the conference is the conduct of sessions covering the AEDP guidelines, standard operating procedures, and validating the Swayam Plus modules. This initiative is part of a broader push to align higher education with industry needs and develop a skilled workforce for Viksit Bharat. Apprenticeship embedded degree program, on the other hand, are the UGC AICT approved industry linked undergraduate courses that integrate mandatory on-the-job training, that is apprenticeship, into the curriculum to boost student employability. Announced in 2021 budget, these programs bridge the gap between classroom theory and industry requirements, allowing students to earn credits for work experience. The two key features of the apprenticeship embedded degree program are integrated learning and stipend and certification. It is therefore proposed that higher educational institutions with NAC accreditation or NIRF ranking partner with industries by signing MOUs for the training of the students. In terms of the credit structure, training is aligned with the National Credit Framework with 30 hours of work typically equating 1 credit. Quality assurance being an important aspect, the UGC has established guidelines to ensure academic rigor and quality mentorship by the faculty. Now, these are the issues that we will be discussing today during the parallel sessions that will take place soon after the inaugural session until the lunch time. And you must have seen in the program schedule that all the groups will be making the presentations in the post-lunch session. And we are looking for some concrete outcomes towards the end of this workshop. Now a few words about our dear university, Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, a Meru institution and a recipient of a 100 crore grant under the PM Usha scheme of the Government of India. The university offers doctoral, master's, 5-year degree, vocational, 4-year UG programs, including engineering and technology and nursing through its 4 schools: School of Sciences, School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, School of Engineering and Technology, and the College of Nursing. The university has a strong innovation and startup ecosystem made possible through the Technology Business Incubator, Women Biotech Incubation Facility, Livelihood Business Incubator, TOSI STEP, and many others. A detailed note on this is provided in your conference bags. I request you all to go through it and invite you to visit these when you find time today and know more about the 56 startups that we have, few of which are now ready with their products and ready for commercialization. This is one of our big strengths. We are the only university which has funding from all the 4 flagship programs at the national level and supporting our technology business incubator. Having said that, I wish the conference a grand success with meaningful discussions and presentations. I appreciate the coordinators, Professor Vidyavati and Professor Shobha, and all the committee members who have worked so hard for their organized efforts and planning in making this conference possible. Continuous reviews and support from the Joint Secretary, Dr. Avichal Kapoor, Dr. Beena and Radhika have made significant contribution to the conduct of this conference. A big thank you to all 3 of them. Thank you, UGC, for giving SPMVV the opportunity to conduct this conference. A warm welcome to you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I now request Professor S. Vijay Bhaskar Rao Garu, Vice Chairman, APSHI, to kindly address the gathering.
వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ టు ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. వెనక కూర్చున్న వాళ్ళంతా కొంచెం ముందుకు వస్తే బాగుంటుంది. సీట్లు చాలా ఖాళీ ఉన్నాయి కదా ఇక్కడ. వై ఆర్ యూ గోయింగ్ సో బ్యాక్? ప్లీజ్ కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ ప్లీజ్ కమ్. ఆక్యుపై ద ఫ్రంట్ సీట్స్. బ్యాక్ సైడ్ కమ్. వెనక కూర్చున్నారంటే మొబైల్ ఫోన్ చూస్తున్నట్టు మాకు లెక్క. మీరు వినటం లేదు అని మాకు. Respected Professor Manish Joshi Garu, Secretary UGC, Professor Huma Garu, the Vice Chancellor, Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, Professor Usha, the Registrar, SVMVV, invitees, Vice Chancellors, Principals, and from UGC, Dr. Avichal Kapoor and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged on behalf of the APSHI to stand before you and to participate in today's workshop. Most important points Madam Usha has already, Madam has already informed to all of you, because this VIKAS 2026, the objectives and other things. But I would like to tell you the role of state of Andhra Pradesh and why we need this type of workshops in state of Andhra Pradesh. Because when you look at this particular higher education point of view, several initiations has been taken from state government, from Andhra Pradesh as well as the central government. And I have been telling many times that the young people has to come forward to become entrepreneurs, providing jobs, not providing or not asking for jobs. So this type of environment now, because when you look at our GDP also, the higher education sector, the contribution of GDP is very less. That is the objective of going for this new education policy and training people, so that the higher education sector will also enhance the GDP of the country. This will be enhanced only when you become an entrepreneur, you become a startup company owner, and you participate in industry developments. Then only you will be able to do this sort of GDP increase. So our objective is to not only providing degrees to the students, our objective is also to provide employment. Not only employment, ask them to become leaders of industries, startups and other things. In this regard, I should appreciate the Padmavati Mahila University for taking the very crucial initiatives, setting up of startups and incubation centers. I think Padmavati Mahila University has more number of patents, more than 260 patents compared to any other state university. So, Madam, I congratulate you for this remarkable achievement. The incubation facilities, innovation centers are going very well. So that is one of the example where other universities should also excel in this particular area now. Now, why we need this AEDP, that is this Apprenticeship Embedded Degree Program, why we need it for Andhra Pradesh? So when you look at this particular thing, Andhra Pradesh has a unique demographic and economic profile. When you look at a large portion of first generation learners are there, a strong presence of MSME, ports, logistics, agri-processing, pharmaceuticals, defense manufacturing and electronic services are available. Now the Chief Minister has proposed to have every 50 kilometers one port. So logistics will become a big sector coming next 4 or 5 years. The rapid expansion of industrial corridors and the industrial parks are in Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra Pradesh has this particular advantage of demographic as well as economic profile. Yet many employees still report difficulty in finding job ready graduates. So whenever you talk to any company and then we ask for employment or placements, people will say, sir, your students are not ready for employment. They say you students may be good in textbooks, they are good in theory, but they are not good in practice. They are not ready to go to the industry and to do the job. Again, we have to train them. It may take 6 months or 1 year. So this type of environment, we are losing 6 months or 1 year time to graduate, to train them. So why not we train them in-house in the universities, saving that time to the industry, again going students for training and other sort of a skill development things. So that is why the UGC also has come up with a great idea of this particular course. This is Apprenticeship Embedded Degree Program. So education supports regional development, industry trust, state university graduates, students gain exposure without migrating permanently. So all these have advantage when you are talking about these particular things. When I come to the APSHI has, most of you know that, act as a nodal facilitator for this particular AEDP across state universities, develops common guidelines, templates and best practices, and enables shared industry partners, especially for smaller or rural universities. So this collective approach will ensure equity, quality and scalability. So if there are any required strategic policy directions from state universities, the APSHI is ready to do that. I am also assuring the UGC personnel sitting here, whatever the decisions are, MOU or what type of policy decision you want from UGC, we are going to implement that. We are ready to that, so that we will try to implement this particular program in the state of Andhra Pradesh without any difficulties. So state level adoption of this AEDP framework. So formally we adopt this and approved undergraduate programs option, identify priority disciplines in the first phase: commerce, management, engineering, life sciences, agriculture, humanities, and emerging areas such as data analytics and logistics. Notify AEDP through Academic Council and Executive Council resolutions. That is the first step, the policy decisions we have to take. So APSHI is also trying to have industry consortium model, because we are also trying to, state government is also telling us, so our students should also get trained with industry professionals, industry experts. So there is an industry academia sort of a interaction. So a consortium is being trying from, we have been trying that from APSHI side, and also we are trying to create a syllabus which is useful for the industry people. So our facilitate MOUs with MSME cluster, PSUs and state government departments, defense, sports, energy, agribusiness and pharma sectors. I understand some of the industry people are here. They should come forward to have such MOUs with them, and we would also like to have an MOU with Skill Sector Council of India also. And another policy direction will be apprenticeship and skill integration cells in universities. So each state university should establish an apprenticeship and skill integration cell, direct reporting to the Vice Chancellor, faculty coordinators at department level, digital tracking of students, credits and outcomes. That one policy we have to take. Then curriculum design aligned with regional needs and industry. That is another policy direction we have to look into that. The industry semesters, identify the semesters suitable for apprenticeship without disturbing academic flow, align apprenticeship learning outcomes with regional industry needs, integrate apprenticeships into multidisciplinary and multi-exit framework under NEP program. So these are some of the things we have to take initiative. So I think in this workshop, some of the decisions will come after discussion and other things. The other policy direction is faculty capacity building and recognition. This is one of the important things because in the absence of quality faculty, we cannot implement most of the schemes here. So APSHI may organize faculty development programs on AEDP design. We are also trying to do that. So in the next couple of months, we are planning to have industry collaborations and also have some FDP programs, this one. So faculty confidence is the backbone for these particular reforms here. Student protection and inclusivity is another policy direction. We had to think of that. Apprenticeship must stipend linked wherever feasible, otherwise students will not come forward for that. And learning government departments as apprenticeship host, that is another policy direction we had to look into that. The municipal administration and urban planning, agriculture extension and allied sectors, health data management, digital governance and public service delivery, all these things have a possibility. So not only depends only on industries, we should also leveraging government departments also to participate in this particular program. So measuring success, what APSHI should track is APSHI will consider monitoring number of universities implementing this AEDP, student participation and completion rates, sector-wise apprenticeship distribution, transition from apprenticeship to employment or entrepreneurship. So these are some of the things what we would like to monitor from all the universities. So I request all the Vice Chancellors, AEDP is not an additional burden, it is an opportunity to reposition state universities as engines of skill development, partners in economic growth, institutions of aspirations for rural and semi-urban youth. So I take this opportunity to congratulate the Vice Chancellor, Sri Padmavati Mahila University, and also all the staff members of this particular university for taking initiative in this particular thing. So take early ownership of AEDP is required, empower faculty and departments, work collaboratively with APSHI. So I wish this conference a grand success and we will come out with good resolutions and policy decisions so that the UGC universities as well as in the country. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. We fully agree that apprenticeship does not replace classroom education. Rather, it complements and strengthens classroom teaching learning process. Thank you. I request our registrar to kindly give a brief message to the audience gathered here.
Respected Chief Guest, Professor Manish Joshi ji, Secretary University Grants Commission, esteemed guests of honor, Professor S. Vijay Bhaskar Rao, Vice Chairman, AP State Council of Higher Education, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Professor V. Uma Madam, Dr. Avichal Kapoor, Joint Secretary from UGC, Mrs. Beena Menon, Under Secretary from UGC, Ms. Radhika, a young professional from UGC, and distinguished Vice Chancellors, delegates, CEOs from industry, principals, deans, directors, faculty members, representatives from various universities and autonomous colleges, and my dear students. A very good morning to you, one and all. On behalf of Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for today's UGC one-day zonal conference on VIKAS 2026. The theme of the conference is venturing into industry knowledge, apprenticeship and skilling is highly relevant in the present context of higher education. Bridging the gap between academia and industry, enhancing employability, and equipping students with practical and job-oriented skills have become critical priorities to compete globally. The VIKAS initiative of the University Grants Commission is a significant step in this direction, and we are very much honored to be a part of this important national effort and contributing meaningfully to the objectives of national educational policy. Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, as always, has been committed to empowering women through quality education, research and skill development. Hosting the zonal conference is a proud moment to us. I am confident that the deliberations and interactions during the conference will provide valuable insights, practical strategies and actionable pathways for universities and autonomous colleges across the southern zone, particularly in Andhra Pradesh. I take this opportunity to place on record my sincere appreciation to the University Grants Commission for entrusting us with the responsibility of organizing this conference. I also congratulate the coordinators, Professor Vidyavati and Professor T. Shobha, for their continuous efforts and the organizing team for their dedicated efforts. Once again, I warmly welcome you all for today's conference, and this conference will become very grand success. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
It's an honor for us to have with us Professor Manish Joshi, Secretary, University Grants Commission, who will now give his opening remarks, outline the conference objectives, give a presentation on AEDP guidelines, indicative SOP and UGC validated SWAYAM Plus modules. Professor Manish Joshi.
Namaste. Namaste to all of you. It's a very big hall, and I have to move my head from right to left and left to right to see you all. There was an advertisement on the TV that the person was looking like this. They show only this one, that he is moving the head like this one. And it was an advertisement of a TV, like how big the TV screen is, so that you have to look from here to here. So that TV screen, it's far big than that, whatever in the advertisement. So I have to look from here to here. So all of you should be along with me. So let us start with an activity so that I am sure that you all are in sync. Okay? You are ready? All of you are ready? That's great. So we'll have a clap, one clap. We should have only one sound of the clap, and it's clap for the Padmavati University. We'll have only one clap. It should match with, it should sync with me. Okay? It should sync with me. Okay? So the clap should sync with me. Okay? And only one sound should be there. Only one sound. Is it a one sound? No. So we have to sync. Look at me and at that time only. Okay? Good. So we all are now in sync. Hai na? So let me start with giving this particular opportunity and organizing this zonal conference. The Honorable Vice Chancellor of Padmavati University, Professor Uma, the Vice Chairman of Andhra Pradesh State Higher Education Council, Professor Vijay Bhaskar Rao, and the Honorable Registrar, many vice chancellors are sitting in the auditorium, my colleagues and professors, academicians. Actually, why we are organizing these particular conferences? The role of UGC is to just draw some regulations, fix the regulation, guidelines, and then just put it up, then send letters to the university. But why UGC is doing this? That okay, you have made some regulation, you have made some guideline, then why you are coming and having such a organization, and how we are organizing, many vice chancellors are coming. This is a fourth conference that we are organizing, zonal conferences. Earlier also we have organized zonal conferences with respect to national education policy. But this zonal conference is more dedicated to a very great initiative that UGC has come up with. We called it as Apprenticeship Embedded Degree Program. So this is a fourth conference. So what is the purpose of this conference? So let me just share why we are planning and why we are having this particular conference, and then I will go with these my slides that are the guidelines, indicative SOP and the Swayam Plus courses that we have come up with. Actually, as I said, UGC is an apex regulatory body. We all know that around 1200 universities are there in Bharat. It's a very big country, lot of universities, more than 50,000 colleges, more than almost 5 crore students that are in higher education system, and 15 lakh teachers, 16 lakh non-teaching staff. So it's a big system. And being an apex regulatory body, UGC makes regulation for different purposes. The mandate of UGC is for having quality in higher education, maintaining of standards in higher education. So to maintain the standards in higher education, to have the quality higher education for our students, UGC prepares many regulation, many guidelines, and these guidelines are issued, these regulations are notified in the Gazette and are being distributed. But once the regulation or once the letter come to the university, how many of them are read and how many of them are understood and how many of them are implemented? It's a question. Because when we send a letter, say that letter 50% of the people will not even read it. 50% will read it, but 50% will not even, like sometimes there will be queries, that so they will not able to grasp it. Then 50% again out of them will decide that let us implement but will not assign it. So that's why UGC decided that let us go and talk with the stakeholders. So the purpose I have jotted down 6 objectives why we are organizing such a zonal conferences. So the first purpose, we talk about the pedagogy, and to our teachers, to our students, we are also saying that you should do peer learning, talk to each other and learn from peers. So this particular exercise, this particular gathering is also to be considered as peer learning. So we want you all to learn from each other. So this particular zonal organization, one of the objectives of organizing zonal level conferences on this AEDP is to learn from each other. Every university, every institution has its own uniqueness, and they have to apply their knowledge, apply their wisdom to implement that AEDP guidelines that has been issued by the UGC. So how they have applied the AEDP guidelines within their own constraint, within their maintaining their uniqueness, that is something that everyone should understand by talking with each other. So that is one thing, that peer learning we are talking about. We are here because many times when we read through guidelines, many things are not clear. We are reading, so we don't understand. When we understand more, when we see some model in front of us. So these particular conferences, that we are organizing, UGC is organizing, we are demonstrating a model in front of you. In this conference also, we will be demonstrating two models which are from this area only. So two higher education institutions who have already implemented AEDP, they will demonstrate in front of you like how they have implemented apprenticeship embedded degree program. What are their effects? What are the students' feedback to them? How they are managing it? How they are coping up with it? So two institutions will be demonstrating it in front of you. So when you will see the model, okay, this is how it is to be worked, then you will be able to correlate it more and then you will be able to implement it very nicely. So the purpose of this particular conference is to peer learning. Then the second one is demonstrating the model. We want to demonstrate the model. Again, brainstorming, when we all, so many intellectual meet. So obviously we will brainstorm, we will see what is the things, how to implement it, so that brainstorming is again one agenda or one objective. Then motivating each other, because we all work in silos, means like there are universities in the same city but they don't talk with each other. So we want universities, we want higher education institution to talk with each other. When you will talk with each other, you will understand, you will appreciate the efforts taken by another university. So there, or another higher education institution. So therefore, motivating each other, like, okay, whatever you have done is okay, you can learn from that and you can motivate others also. So motivating each other. And it's a platform for industry academia connect. Here we have invited some industry partners also who can help you in AEDP. So these industry people are also here. So you can interact with these industry people, how they can help in this apprenticeship embedded degree program. So this is a platform, unique platform, where we are organizing, where we are arranging the industry people as well as academia people, so that they can talk with each other and have interaction with each other. And the last one is clarity through discussion. Because as I said, the guidelines are there in public domain also. I will also share the presentation, but we always have some question like how can we implement. So whatever your questions, whatever your case study, you can discuss over here. So there will be a platform where we will have some question answer session also. So in that question answer session, you can come up with your doubts, you can get the clarity. So these are the objectives with which we are organizing these zonal conferences, and it's very successful. Like we have one conference, zonal conference in Kolkata in Vishwa Bharati few months ago, and we have met with a small college from autonomous college from Odisha. They have implemented the apprenticeship embedded degree program. So how they have overcome the problems that are there in their college to attract the students, then to mentor them, to convince their parent. So everything that principal madam have explained. So that's a good example for us also to learn. So that sort of interaction is always helpful. So therefore these conferences, zonal conferences, are not grand success from the number of quantity wise, but qualitative wise, the effect wise, the actual implementation will be started. Most of the higher education institution participants, delegates, decides that they will implement AEDP because actually it is useful for the students and it's useful for the institution also. If you don't sync with the new trends, our institute will fail behind. So therefore, जैसे प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं हमारे कि हमारी बस चल पड़ी है, अगर हम लोग उसमें चले नहीं उसके साथ तो हम लोग पीछे रह जाएंगे. तो ये ट्रेंड है कि यंग जनरेशन क्या चाहता है. यंग जनरेशन वांट टू हैव acquire the skill. हम उनको दे रहे हैं या नहीं. तो I will show you the gap and then we'll go ahead. So this is the objective. I really appreciate that you all have come far away to Tirupati. It's a land of wisdom, it's a land of Venkateshwara, land of Padmavati, where we all get the blessing of the Lord Venkateshwara and Lord Padmavati. And I'm sure that throughout the discussion of today's, we'll certainly gather some good points and we'll go ahead with the plan for apprenticeship embedded degree program that you can implement in your own higher education institution. So these are the sort of objectives that I wanted to share with you, and I will share with you the guideline. The guideline is already we have given you in your documents that have been shared with you, but a presentation has been prepared, so we will go through it. We'll have the discussions in groups later on, and then we will have one question answer session also where you can have some pose your questions also. So we'll start. You have some mic, collar mic? Collar mic you have? So, this is what does it indicate? In higher education institution and what industry wants, so there is a large gap. And we as a higher education institution has to agree that there is a gap. Because what industry wants and what we give, so that match is not there, there is a disconnect between that. So therefore, this particular situation occurs, the breach is not there, there is a gap, the young graduate has come up with some degree, he has some knowledge, but the industry is looking for skill. So industry is not ready to take it, not ready to immediately absorb it. The another one is like, it's a pictorial representation, whatever the higher education institution has given, it's a square boxes. The knowledge is in that particular form. Whereas the industry was looking it in a round shape. So there again a mismatch is there. So that type of gap, we all are also experiencing it. That's why many of the students have to struggle to get position in the industry. So that what is lacking? What is lacking? So we all are also discussing in ourselves, in your staff room, in your different bodies. So how we can go ahead with it? So we have come up with this one. One example is also like what industry expects and what we give in the higher education institution. Our output is obviously a young, talented, skilled youth. That should be our output. So that's the expectation from the industry. I'm from a software professional. I'm a software. My background is computer science. In computer science, this is a general case. Like the software, what you are expecting a software and what software will provide. There is always a mismatch. You might have. So, the expectation is that the want or the expectation of talented, skillful employees. That here an example that I want they want an expert. Their expectations are Our efforts are going on. UGC has come up with this particular AEDP because we have seen, we have got inputs from different parts of Bharat that this particular lacking is there. So therefore, we have come up with this particular apprenticeship embedded degree program. I will just go through the various points of that. This will be for undergraduate program. Either you can convert your existing program to AEDP or you can start another AEDP program. I was coming with a madam of English department, so I was telling her that you can start a new batch of AEDP with very small number, say 10 numbers. So BA English with AEDP. So with 10 students you can start, with 15 students you can start, and then see what industries need the English students. So that's how you can go ahead with it. This is how you have to think of. So the AEDP shall use standard degree nomenclature as notified by UGC. The AEDP at par with regular UG degree program for all purposes. So this AEDP degree is equivalent. It's not a separate one, and like there will be no question. You have to convince the students. That's what that Odisha principal was also telling us. Student graduating from AEDP eligible to take admission to PG PhD program. So same admission norms. These are the this everything is in the guidelines that has been given to you. We just presented some points of out of that. So mark sheet and transcript will explicitly mention the training and the industry establishment where the apprenticeship training was taken. Here we are saying large amount of like the time spent in the industry will be more, and this industry means it should not be a very big industry. It can be even a small setup in the your house, but some conditions are given in that one. The AEDP program under statutory or regulatory body council, prior approval needed. If it's a pharmacy program, then obviously PCI require permission will be required, prior approval is needed. But if it's a BA, BSc, BCom program, the conventional program, you are already no need of any approval in that case. Your academic council is empowered to give you the permission. Once it's approved in academic council, you can go ahead with this one. From industry perspective, the degree apprenticeship guided by Apprenticeship Act of 1961. Who can do it? So you should have a NAC valid grade score, whatever your NAC score, you can do it. Or you should be in the NRF rank in the university. It's okay. So these are the requirements. Many of us already are having the NAC score, or either you will be in the NRF rank. These are the details of the guidelines. I will just go through it. So these guidelines are launched in or notified in March 2025. So after that we have conducted the zonal conferences and many universities in Bharat. We have a table also after that where AEDP has been implemented. So large number have already implemented it. The ownership will remain with the university. Even if the autonomous college or affiliated college is decided to use it, to start it, the university has to take care of it. The university will be responsible. So this particular program is running through university. So the university has to take the responsibility. If yours is an autonomous college or affiliated college, take into confidence the university. So you can just cannot start directly on your own. So through university only it has to be started. This is the crux of the AEDP guidelines. What we are saying that let the student work for more time in the industry. So if your UG is of 3 years, then you can let them, the students, to work in the industry for maximum 3 semesters. So half of the duration, these students can spend time in working with the industry. So that is the idea. If it's a 4-year program, then obviously 4 semesters they can work in the maximum 4 semester, and the minimum is also mentioned. So if your AEDP program is done, you have designed a AEDP program for a 3-year course. So at least 1 semester should be in the industry, and at most 3 semesters can be in the industry. For apprenticeship, the credit would be calculated in terms of duration instead of notional hours. So for 6-month semester, we are considering 20 credits. This 20 credits will be recorded into the mark sheet or the transcript of the student as a apprenticeship. The condition here is given that the first semester will always be in higher education institution and the last semester will be always in the industry. So these are the conditions. Now the flexibility is with the higher education institution and with the industry, because both have to come together and then design the course. So therefore flexibility to schedule apprenticeship within the program duration, that flexibility is there. The apprenticeship spell is a semester, means you cannot say 3 months, 2 months, it should be for whole semester to be taken as a one. So we have bifurcated the responsibilities. The knowledge part is with the higher education institution. So you are giving theoretical conceptual knowledge to the student in the classroom, and the skill part, whatever knowledge acquired by the student should be practiced. So that practical part will be done in the industry. So either you can have every alternate as a industry experience, or you need to plan as per your requirement. So the idea is that knowledge part is the responsibility of higher education institution, the concepts and fundamentals. Actual practicals, actual getting hands-on is in the industry. This implementation details are again in the guidelines, but we have just made it in a point wise. These boards are there for apprenticeship training. So this board, through board or direct, you can we can do it. Accordingly, stipends under the schemes, National Apprenticeship and Training Scheme. Number of seats to be planned as per the facility and infrastructure. That's why I will request you, I will suggest you, don't go for big leap in first step. Start with small number, 10, 15, 20, 25, so that it can be experienced, and once it is good, then you can go ahead with large number. So the number of seats, we have not mentioned anything. It's up to the higher education institution and the industry. The industry can accommodate only 10 students, go for 10 students only. Not necessary that in one group, in one batch, all students have to go only one industry. So you can have association with three industries, and each industry is going to accommodate 10 students. You can have a batch of 30 students also. HEI to have a formal agreement with the, so these are the other things that help in order to ensure that the students are not left behind, like the students have the students should be taken care of. So these are the details. That's why you have to make an agreement so that everything will be as per the requirement. So the apprenticeship plan to be developed by the HEI in collaboration with the industry, as I am saying. Obviously, work training description, these all should be planned and designed in accordance with the industry, but you have to plan it. If you don't plan it, then it will not go ahead. So, because we are conventional courses, we are running it from centuries. For this university has established in 1983. From 83 we are running BA, BCom, BSc program which are conventional in nature. So you don't have to plan anything about it. But if you are starting a new course, you have to plan, you have to find out where we can place our students. So accordingly, this planning is to be done. So what academic component, because we have said two responsibilities, one responsibility on the higher education institution, one responsibility is on industry, the skill part with industry, the knowledge part with the higher education institution. So how I can bifurcate my syllabus for that particular year so that this bifurcation of knowledge and skill can be done. So that is to be planned and that is to be designed properly. So these all things are mentioned. Assessment is also we have mentioned, that is quite interesting and that is quite useful to the students also, that we have said. It's a tripartite agreement so that the students' interest will be protected. We are all doing it for the students, betterment of students so that they can develop well and they can become industry ready. So therefore, agreement between recognized higher education institution, industry establishment and the student. So that type of tripartite agreement we have mentioned in the guideline. This is interesting. Higher education, the assessment when the student is in the industry, you don't have to call him every week to give some assignment. The industry will evaluate the performance of the student, the performance of the student. So 30% to 40% the industry will evaluate. They will give some marking based on the guidelines that you have designed in the syllabus. So that is also to be fixed before when you design a syllabus for that particular course, you have to fix that one, like how the marking will be there. So 30 to 40% weightage will be given by the industry. Oblique establishment, when we say don't look for a very big industry. So some conditions that we have mentioned, accordingly a small industry will also do. We talk about MSMEs, large number of MSMEs are there in every cities that we can consider them. Then faculty mentor assigned. So we have to assign a teacher, faculty mentor to every student who is working in that particular industry. He or she will give the marks 30 to 40%. And then a finals after that complete semester, a final seminar presentation or viva that will have weightage between 20 to 40%. So this is a very nice way of assessment because the students are working practically in the industry, so that industry will evaluate or that establishment will evaluate the student. So we all universities, higher education institution can do, but obviously whatever the act gives us a territorial jurisdiction that we have to follow. This is what we have mentioned. Say for example, you have a MOU between the industry student and higher education institution, but sometimes if the industry defunct, if the industry take back from and decided that we will not accommodate the student, then we have just mentioned the condition with our rapport with the industry, this will not happen, but it's a condition that we have mentioned. In that case, what you have to do. So these are the roles and responsibilities of stakeholders. As I said that there will be three stakeholders: higher education institution, student and the industry. So the responsibility of each stakeholder is mentioned over here, that how industry, what industry have to do. And everywhere we are talking about preparation of planning, like how we can go ahead, onboarding the student for training, because the student will come into the industry for the training. So onboarding them, preparation of onboarding to them, how to handle them, then there will be a supervisor requirement on all that one. So that is also mentioned over here. So they have to comply that apprenticeship act also. So that is all mentioned. If the industry has to pay stipend, if it is decided among the HEI and all that, so that also mentioned over here. What is the role of higher education institution in this implementation of the apprenticeship embedded degree program? So the necessary approval from the statutory bodies, that's why we have said, signing of MOU, preparation of apprenticeship plan, how this apprenticeship is a training in the industry will be taken place, creating the curriculum along with the industry establishment, creating and designing the curricula that will fit the knowledge part and skill part properly, and accordingly after completion, completing the assessment and give the marks. From the student point also, the student or learner or apprentice, we have said that they have to also prepare, they are also part of the stakeholders, submit the training report in the prescribed format to take up the required assessment, to maintain the decorum and discipline during the training in the outside where the student has went, and to complete the apprenticeship and academic learning as per the curriculum. So this we can share with the students also, like when we have this particular AEDP patch, you need to talk with the students. So this is your responsibility, this is the responsibility of the HEI, so that should be clear. So whatever we just mentioned, how it can be done in a step by step, that is also presented over here. So I'll just skip through it. This presentation we will share with you, so that you can also have that one. So this is all about AEDP. We will see some examples, demonstration of some example. We have two models we will display. We have discipline-wise discussions later on in the day, wherein you can share what different, how you can do it in how you can bring apprenticeship in your regular course. So that will be a peer learning that I have discussed initially. We have also introduced the skill-based module micro credential. We have done it on the Swayam Plus course. There is a Swayam Plus platform like Swayam. There is another platform Swayam Plus where online courses can be done. So these are the micro credentials. These all credentials can be deposited on academic bank of credit. So these courses UGC has approved. These all one short-term skill courses. This is a Swayam Plus platform from where the students can do these courses. You can share it with the students also, that some of the courses are UGC has gone through it, the syllabus is also checked, and UGC has said that these are the courses that students can do and their micro credentials can be done. And this is the status, but it's quite old, 6 month, 5th, oh, it's quite last month, 5 January. So this is a domain in which AEDP has been launched. So if you are in this domain, you can certainly launch it. So we have 11 domains in which these AEDP courses have been started in Bharat already, in different parts of Bharat. Arts, sciences, commerce, management, so these all are mentioned over here. And the number of HEIs, higher education institution, launched AEDP from July 2025 academic session. We have received only 212 inputs from the number of universities. Others might have done it but not reported. So 69 academic institutions where it has been launched out of these 212 who have reported to us. And it's quite good, means like it's a start. We have just launched it in March 2025, so it's a big number as compared to what we are at the start, and we are expecting to gear it up because it's a demand of the students. It's the students who want to acquire skills, not only theoretical part. So to bring that acquired skill, acquisition of skill. We have to introduce this to the students. Students are happy to take it. So these are the institution summary who have done the courses. So 69 higher education institution, around 394 different AEDP courses are there. So this is the total 69 MOUs are signed, 86 are the number of higher education institution and 128 programs. So this is how we have done it. So I wish that today's deliberation, you all will make a resolve that will go and will plan for the next upcoming session from 26-27 academic year 26-27. We will also have this apprenticeship embedded degree program. Thank you all and look forward for listening from you also.
Has a very detailed roadmap of the implementation of the AEDP guidelines in colleges and universities. We will now express our gratitude to our guests by felicitating them. I request our Vice Chancellor and Registrar to kindly felicitate Professor Joshi, Secretary, University Grants Commission. I now request our Vice Chancellor and Registrar to kindly felicitate Professor Vijay Bhaskar Rao Garu, Vice Chairperson of AP State Council of Higher Education. Venues for various deliberations. The arts group will deliberate in the digital classroom of the Department of Business Administration. The commerce group will move to the digital classroom biotechnology department. Science group 1 will move to Dhruti Hall, Engineering College. Science group 2 to Seminar Hall, Saveri Guest House, and Science group 3 Seminar Hall in the Law Department. After the high tea, I request all the participants to immediately move to the venue so that we do not have any delay in the deliberations. Thank you. I now request Professor Vidyavati, who is the coordinator of VIKAS, to kindly give her vote of thanks.
I, on behalf of Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam and organizing committee, take the privilege of proposing vote of thanks on the occasion of inauguration of UGC One-Day Journal Conference. First of all, we are thankful to UGC New Delhi for according permission with confidence to host this great conference at SPMV Tirupati. It's a great opportunity to our university. Thank you very much, sir. We are grateful to Professor Manish Joshi, sir, Secretary UGC, for his gracious presence in spite of his busy schedule and delivering thought-provoking speech which has inspired August gathering. Thank you, sir. We are also thankful to Dr. Avichal Kapoor, sir, Joint Secretary UGC, for being with us from the beginning and guiding us through constant online meetings for conducting mega event in an unique way where every participant involved in all the coming sessions. Thank you, sir. We place it on record the constructive background work done by Dr. Beena Meenan, Undersecretary UGC, Dr. Radhika, Young Professional UGC, for this event. Thank you, madam. We are indebted to the most respected Professor Uma Madam, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam. Under her visionary leadership, we could able to do the mega event with confidence, and for her continuous guidance from time to time at each and every step, for her personal involvement in critical issues. Thank you, Madam. We honestly acknowledge the presence of Professor S. Vijay Rao, Vice Chairman, APSHI, for his valuable message in paving the path for AEDP in our state during this session. Thank you, sir. We take the privilege of extending heartfelt thanks to respected Vice Chancellors of different universities, deans, directors, principals, faculty members who showed lot of interest and came for technical exchange in the field of science, commerce and arts, especially for the implementation of AEDP in our state. We appreciate the interest and cooperation from industry experts for their presence and active participation in this conference. My sincere thanks to my fellow colleagues acting as coordinators for these coming 5 sessions. We acknowledge with great support from SPMVB Administration Registrar, Deans, Directors, Head of the Departments, teaching, non-teaching staff and students who strived for making the arrangements a big gathering. We affectionately appreciate the untiring services of different committee members in organizing this conference. We are thankful to our electrical, engineering and CNF team for making all these arrangements. We are thankful to the delegates who are attending this event and their administrators for deputing their candidates to be part of this conference. We humbly acknowledge the support of print and electronic media in giving wide publicity to this event. Finally, we thank one and all for being with us in the purposeful event and making it the most successful. I request all the delegates for active participation to arrive a fruitful outcome from this great gathering. Thank you.